Hello everyone, welcome back. In the last session, we discussed how to install TestNG and what are all the different types of annotations we have in TestNG. And also we discussed what are all the advantages we have with TestNG. In today's session, I'll explain you how to implement annotations in TestNG and how to prioritize the test scripts in TestNG framework. And also we will see how to analyze the results after completion of the execution, how to analyze the results in TestNG framework. So we discussed it will generate the results in a different formats like HTML, emailable and XML format of the results that we will discuss in the today's session. First, let me start with the different annotations. As we discussed in the last session, annotations are similar to classes which contains reusable code, So every annotation starts with the symbol called @. So by having more annotations in TestNG framework, we can able to manage complete project level execution. So I have explained you in the last video, what is the structure of the project? What is the client? Under client, we have a multiple projects. Under every project, we have a multiple modules. Under every module, we have a multiple scenarios. In every scenario, we have a multiple test cases. In every case, we have a multiple steps. So steps are the part of the cases. Cases are the part of scenario. Scenario comes under module comes under the project, and the projects comes under the client. This is the structure of the project. So by having more annotations in TestNG, we can able to manage complete project level execution in TestNG framework. So what is a project level execution and how can we manage? So let me start with the example, guys. See, so I already installed TestNG with Eclipse. Once we install TestNG with Eclipse, now you need to create one package. See, I just created one package called TestNG. Right, guys? Now let me create one TestNG class. How to create the TestNG class? Like you need not to create general class directly like this. If you create the class like this, you need to type all the annotations manually, guys. Instead of typing manually, we can create one directly, TestNG class. How to create the TestNG class? New, other. You can see other. Just click on other here, and you can see TestNG. In TestNG, I'm just double clicking on TestNG class. When you double click on the TestNG class, it will ask me to specify the class name. I'm just giving the class name as what? Annotations demo, something I'm giving this. Any name you can keep it here. Okay. So now, okay. So which annotations you would like to use here? Now you can select the annotations here. Before method, I would like to show you all the annotations in a single program. Before method, after method, class, after class, before test, after test, before suit, after suit. So select all the annotations except data provider. This data provider annotation, I will show you in a different video. In the next levels of training, I'll explain you how to parameterize the data into test scripts through data provider annotation that we'll see in the next levels of training. But now we'll see all these annotations, guys. Just to click on finish. When you click on finish, it will display all the annotations. Along with this, by default, one test also will generate. We can generate any number of, we can design any number of tests here. We can design any number of tests here. Understand, guys? Now see, let me show you how these annotations are working. First, I'll do one thing. For understanding how these annotations are working, I would like to print some meaningful messages. So what is that? Before method. So let me print something like a before method. I'm just giving before method here. So for understanding, guys, how these annotations are working. Okay. So next one, see, system.out.println. What is this annotation? After method. After method. And the next one is what? Before class. Something like I'm giving it as before class. And here we can say, like we can print it as a class. After class. Next one is what? Before test. And the next one is what? Here out println, and we are giving it as a after test. After test. Okay, guys, clear. There is no meaning here, guys. I just wanted to show you how these annotations are working. That's all. So next one, see, system.out.println, something like before suit. And the next one is what? After suit. Println, something like after suit. So after this, after these annotations, I'm writing some tests. How many tests I would like to, by default, it is showing me one test. So I'll do one thing, system.out.println test one. I just type test one. So like this, I want to create some 2-3 tests, guys. Just copy this and here control V and control V. So first test name is F. Second test name, I'm giving it as A. And the third test name, I'm giving it as a C. C. So F, A, C, any name you can keep it, guys. But generally, we are giving the meaningful names that we'll see in the next levels of the training, how to give the meaningful names and how to write the test scripts in real time, guys. I'm just giving F, A, C to show you how it is executing in a alphabetical order. That is the reason I'm giving F, A, C, simple meaningful names, guys. See, now I'm just changing the output as well. Test 2. Next one is the test 3. That's all. This is the annotations, guys. So let's run this annotations demo program. When you run this program, so first it will start from the any sequence you can give it, but execute this, it will execute from the project level. Because by having more annotations in TestNG, we can able to manage complete project level execution. So it will start from before suit. This is the last class I explained you guys. Suit level means it's a project level. Test level means it's a module level. Class level means it's a scenario level. Method means it's a case level, guys. Case level execution. First project will start before suit. Next one is the module will start before test. Then before class will start scenario level. Then case level before method. And all the tests will execute before method, test 1, after method, before method, test 2, after method, before method, test 3, after method. Once all the test cases are executed, then it will close the after class. Then reverse order, guys. After class, that is the end of the scenario. Then after test, end of the module. After suit, that is the end of the project. So in between, we can keep any number of modules and any number of scenarios. But this is not the way we are writing the scripts in projects, guys. All these annotations we are not using. Yes, we are using all these annotations, but not directly like this. We are using these annotations with the format of XML file. By using XML tags, we are handling this annotations, guys. That we'll see in the next video, how to run these test scripts through XML file in TestNG framework. So I'm just trying to show you how annotations are working. Now let's run this code. So how to run this program? Very simple, guys. If it is a Java program, we are just right clicking on it, run as Java application. If it is a if it is a JUnit program, last video I've explained you. So if it is a JUnit program, we are running it as a JUnit test. But this is not a Java program. This is not a JUnit program. This is TestNG test. So how can we run this, guys? Very simple. Just right click on it, run as TestNG test. When you run as TestNG test, see, all the test scripts will execute, all the tests will execute. And by default, we can see the TestNG results in a TestNG console page. See, ACF, which one got executed first? A test case got executed. Just see, I'll show you why A test case, guys. Why A test case got executed? Because it is always executing in an alphabetical order. In this sequence of tests, okay, which test case is starting with A? That is second one. So A, next one is the C test case. Next one is the F test case. This is the TestNG console. And also I applied system.out.println. So I can see the results in a Eclipse console as well. Now you can see before suit, just see, guys, carefully here, before suit, before test, before class. So in this project, in this module, in this scenario, you can execute first test case, before method, test 2, after method. Second test case, before method, test 3, after method. Before method, test 1, after method. Once you execute all the tests, scenario completed after class, module completed after test, and also project completed after suit. That's all. This is how your TestNG annotations are executing. But I told you already, guys, we are not running the TestNG tests like with all these annotations and all, guys. We are using XML file to run the TestNG tests. Okay, but this is the way we are executing annotations. We are using annotations in TestNG. Now coming to the next one. So how it is executing? By default, TestNG tests are executing in alphabetical order, right, guys? But say it is executing in alphabetical order. Okay, but fine, Kishore, I would like to show you, I would like to see what are all the results we are getting here. See, when you run the TestNG test first time, if you go to the package explorer here, if you go to the project explorer here, did you see anywhere one folder called test output folder? No. First time I run this TestNG program in my Eclipse. First TestNG program I run. So I can't see any folder called test output folder, right? But now, once you run the TestNG program first time, just right click on the project, click on refresh, or directly refresh the project explorer. When you refresh it, guys, just observe it. When you refresh it, automatically see one test output folder got generated. First time we need to refresh it. Second time onwards, guys, whenever you run the script, it will be automatically updating with the latest results. But first time you need to refresh it to get the test output folder. So Kishore, what is a test output folder? By default, when you run the TestNG program, you can see the results in a TestNG console. On top of it, we can also get the results in a test output folder in a various formats, like what? HTML format, emailable format, and XML format. Different formats of the results we are getting the TestNG output, guys. So first, let me show you HTML format of the result. So how to see this HTML format of result, guys? Simple, just right click on this, and all this test output folder will be storing in a our workspace location, guys. Our workspace location, it will be saving, but I would like to see this output, test output in a browser. So how to see this? Right click on the index.html, properties. When I click on properties, I can see the path of the file. Location, you can see. Just copy this location. Just copy this location. Open one browser. In that browser, paste it. As you can see, the test output in a HTML format. See, three methods are passed, three methods are executed, and the three tests are passed. Passed method C, A, C, F. These are all the passed methods, guys. Chronological view. How it is executed, how your tests are executed: before suit, before test, before class A. Okay, but some sequence is missing here, guys, but it will be executing in a chronological view. Next, ignored methods. There is no ignored methods and all. This is how we are seeing the results in a various formats. Understand, everyone? So HTML format of the result. Okay, and also we can get the TestNG results in a next one, emailable format. That is important, guys. Emailable format. How to get the TestNG results in emailable format? Same, emailable report.html. Copy this properties and copy the path. Just copy the path here and go to the Eclipse browser and just paste the URL, enter. When you click on enter, see, you can see all the things: number of passed 3, number of skipped 0, number of failed 0, time in milliseconds 57 milliseconds it has taken to execute this test. And you can see all the three tests, A, C, F, everything is showing me with green color because every test is executed perfectly and every test is passed. That's what everything is showing me in a green color. If something goes wrong, if any test got failed, it will show you in a red color, guys. This is the emailable format of results. And coming to the next one, XML format of the results. So XML format, I'll show you how to see the XML format, but don't try to understand this, guys. XML format of results. Once you understand XML file, how to work with XML file in TestNG, you can understand how to analyze these results, XML results, guys. Just properties, copy this, just copy this, and you can see the results in a XML format as well. Just to see here, Control V, enter, you can see the XML format. So clear, everybody? So once you run the TestNG test, by default, your TestNG will display the results in a TestNG console. Of it, we can also see the TestNG results in various formats like HTML, emailable, as well as the XML format of results. Hope you understand, guys. So coming to the third one, next one. So how it is executing by default, all the TestNG tests are executing in alphabetical order. So test 2 is executing first in this example, test 3 is executing second, test 1 is executing third. Alphabetical order it is executing. But Kishore, I would like to run my TestNG tests in a sequential order. What is the sequence I want to run? I want to run test 1 first. I want to run test 1 first. How to run test 1 first? That is possible with the help of one keyword called priority. By prioritizing, we can prioritize the test script execution. That is possible in TestNG framework. Guys, see, priority, we are using one keyword, priority equals to 1. priority equals to 1. Second one is what? Priority equals to 2. And the third one is what? Priority equals to 3. So in which priority, what is the priority, guys? Which one you need to execute first, that you are giving here as a with the priority keyword, guys. Once you give the prioritization, let's run this code again. Run as testng test. Run as testng test. See which one is executing as FAC. F is what? First test case. F. Okay. A is the second test case. C is the third test case, guys. So it is executing in a sequential order, not in an alphabetical order. By default, it will execute in alphabetical order, but we can customize it. We can change the order by using the prioritization. This is about working with the different annotations in testng, and also working with the different formats of results, how to see the different formats of results in testng, and also how to prioritize the test cases, how to prioritize the test scripts in testng. In the next videos, we will discuss how to write the testng tests in real time, and how to write the testng test scripts in a scenario basis in real time, and how to run them through XML file, and how to apply soft assertions and hard assertions, that we will discuss in the next video. Keep watching, guys, and let me know. You just drop me an email, or you just keep it in a comment section. If you have any clarifications or any issues, I'll reply with the proper solution, guys. Thank you for watching Qshore Technologies.